this all change in the Wessex dungeon. It's not much different. Thor is in. Warp speed, Mr. Sulu. Alright, my plans are going to include opening up the extra tool slot here in order that when the work rest comes out, when it's vertical, it's going to be lower, because at the moment the work was actually coming to about there, and I like having it down here somewhere. So by having a third tool slot, I'm actually going to be grinding somewhere down here. The plan is glass, and legend that gave it to me, Mr. Barry, he's epoxied this toughened piece of glass on there. I had a bit of a tinker to begin with because one wheel was rubbing, so I've somehow managed to grind away a bit of it. It was ever so hard. Rejiggled that and then just about got enough room. Now it's sweet. Chrome tracking wheel, rubber drive roller, and solid, ever so heavy. I got some 40mm box section coming for the extra tooling arm I'm making, and I'm going to have make a platen up that's going to sit in here, come out the bottom, and then step up a little, so you'll end up sort of mid belt. So I think a 6mm plate is going here, coming out the back. And then 10mm plate just to bump me up a little bit higher, so you end up in the middle of the belt ish when you're doing it horizontal. Cool. When we doing it, the sparky's got to come back because the bloomin' gland nut on the box on the top of the motor was 25mm. We only had 20mm armour cable, so he's going to pop back because the hole's 25. You got sort of 20mm coming in, so the cable's a bit like that at the moment, which is not a worry. I've got a mushroom bedded stop switch, so I can stop it just to make it a bit better. But yeah, I went with the guy who came to do the sparky. He had the option of having some armour cable, and it's pointless having an IP66 rated converter thing unless you've got the cable that's going to sort of match it. So that's all armour cable there, double sheathed, around underneath and up to there. One benefit is I got bench space. Oh, look at all that. So that means anytime I want to do a bit of gluing or something, I just put a bit of cardboard down and I got a big 2-foot square section to work on. I've never had that before. That's cool. Plans for Loki, this being Thor, I'm planning to have it as the motor. Cut a little bit of the back of that plate off of there, do away with that drive wheel, the two bearings, mount the motor on the back, and then try and get a 19mm ID drive wheel and mount it just on the back, single speed, up, over, and I can run the things coming out the side here using the 10-inch wheel, and I'll have that for handle profiling, and I'll be stood sort of here, and I have Loki set up on this side coming out that way. But at the moment I've got another little work surface up here set up. I mean, the whole garage has really had a real shift about. The blades that were stored were up there. Of course I needed somewhere to put the converter thing, so I moved them again. Ended up on that door because everything was out. Dick of paint. There's no point clearing it and not putting a coat of paint. Removed the lights, obviously, because this thing's a 2B72. I can't get the little 60s on here, so I moved the light because he's further forward. Remounted the voice that way a bit. See where it was. Where am I? I can't look it up. Yeah, that's where the voice was. It's gone that way a bit, and that is just opened up the bench. I'm going to move this little black IKEA spotlight to that little piece of stick up there, and end up with direct light coming down when I need to work. And also, when obviously because he's a bigger machine, the platen's out here now, and so there's the bucket of water that's here was sighted there, and the sparks go straight in the bucket of water like I've always wanted. It's awesome. Got the drill back in the same sort of spot, marked the bench with a bit of red pen so he stays in the same place each time, and spent the day putting that worktop on there and the new worktop in the Kydex station, which is fruitier. Because the problem with these benches you get from, you know, Machine Mart, Clark, etc., is mud of fur, which is absolutely freaking useless because it soaks up water like a sponge. And I just had enough melamine chipboard in a sheet to just fit in there. I think it's 800 by 590 or something, and I had like 850 by 600, so it literally just fit in there. Yeah, progress as ever, slow but sure, keep chipping away. So thanks to Barry for sending the big old Thor. Thanks to Sparky for coming and doing it. Thanks everybody for the patience, because you know we're on one grinder. But as from I'm hoping the steeler comes here Friday, they reckon I might get the plate and the box section. But now I've got a grinder, you can make a grinder. The only snag is this one's now disassembled. Yeah, great fun. But I should be able to bandsaw and chop and change and drill and then convert that and get that running sweet and make that as good as I possibly can, and then in the next couple of months convert Loki. Thanks for joining me again. Scott from Wessex Blades.